What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Gungrave Overdose! So, vehicles are actually going to be a very common enemy in this game for the most part, and a lot of them are pretty contemporary vehicles, actually, like, heavy equipment kind of things, like these forklifts holding the shipping containers, like I talked about in the previous video. And as you can see there, if you don't destroy the entire thing in that explosion, you still have to deal with the forklift itself, which I can't even see if there's anyone driving the stupid thing. It seems like a really silly enemy to be trapped in a corner by, but like I said, if you don't destroy it quickly enough, then they can continue to jab at you with the fork itself, so we kind of got cornered there. We won't have as bad luck with this one because we have much more room to move. But yeah, it's pretty annoying. Like I said, if you do the full charge shot and you get it with the last piece of the combo, you can destroy the entire thing without having to worry about the rest of its health. But if you only destroy it partially and get rid of the health bar for the container, you'll still have to deal with the rest of the forklift itself. So that's kind of annoying. More regular enemies over here to deal with. We're almost to the end of this stage, actually, and we'll be moving on to bigger and better things, and the plot will thicken significantly. So I actually just came into something really nice recently. I found a good copy of the Nightao Archives, the Gungrave edition, which has all the artwork from, and all the promotional artwork, all the concept artwork from both of the games. And so that was a really nice thing to add to my collection. I got it for a pretty decent price, but it's been pretty hard to find, though. So I'm going to be demonstrating a new demolition shot in this area now that we have some limos and other enemies to fight. This is the third row on the demolition shot screen there. And this is bullet time, so we've got Brandon Heat has gone all max pain on us, and all the better for it. This is pretty kick-ass here, although I don't really recommend it a lot of times because it's not foolproof. The bullet time is designed well in this game, but it's not great. There's 3 tiers of it, obviously, that you unlock over the course of the game, and I'll be demonstrating all of those, but I don't really care for using the higher tier bullet time. It lasts longer and it slows enemies down more significantly, sort of how most time freeze things go in other games that have time freeze mechanics, like in Prince of Persia or even Dishonored with the slow time, how it upgrades into freeze time and that kind of thing. And we're going to go ahead and give it one more try here. There will be a very specific purpose for this much later in the game, but usually I just want to use my demolition shot to just destroy the thing I'm fighting, unless it's very persistent, has a lot of health, and the best way to deal with it is just to get in more shots in on it than it can handle. And having more reaction time definitely helps out with it. The only thing is, your indicator for how long the bullet time lasts is indicated by the red flashing on the screen, and it starts flashing faster as you're running out of bullet time, which is kind of inconvenient because it makes it seem like you're taking damage. I mean, you're flashing red. It's just your sort of gaming instinct, even though you don't flash red in this game when you take damage. It's just sort of what you're used to seeing. That was actually pretty good there. That limo hadn't been all the way destroyed, and I suppose it's not really a limo. It's just more of a mafia car. It's a very generic, 50s, 60s Italian sort of model. Looks like a Rolls Royce almost, or a Alfa Romeo kind of thing. And it's very typical, very stereotypical gangster car. That's not like not really a limo, but they blow up nice just the same. And I managed to get some enemies in the blast there. Speaking of getting enemies in the blast, here's a perfectly good opportunity to I'm going to get a combo going here for a second, get my beat count, and kablam! Get rid of all these guys with the demolition shot. Our body count is already extremely high in this game for people that don't like taking innocent lives. Maybe they should just learn not to stand up to us. I mean, they won't get hurt. I mean, do you really want to mess with the zombie with superpowers that has, that's carrying around 2 cannons in each hand and carries his own coffin on his back, chained to his arms? You really want to mess with that guy with your Glocks and your AKs? But, I mean, if you insist, I mean, they do have some pretty big guys here themselves, guys that are, like, manhandling these M60s like it's nothing. Yeah, come at him with your swords, why don't you? Just come at him with your little manufactured arm blade thingies. Right here we have to destroy this console up here, because we can't interact with things in this game, we just have to destroy them. If you see the thing, shoot the thing. That's pretty much how it works in this game. Although, obviously there's still more variety of gameplay in this one than there was in the first one. It's still pretty much if you see the thing, shoot the thing. And now that we've done that, we can actually get across where we saw a little transition cutscene when we came into this room that showed us it just basically shows the player, hey, that crate is moving over there. So when we came up here, we were able to move it back to where it was, and we can get through now. These crates are too high to jump over, clearly. Yeah, as much as I joke around about those melee enemies, they can be pretty dangerous if you do let them get too close, only because whatever you're doing is not going to help to destroy them if you're not facing them or if they're just meleeing you from the sides. You really do have to stop what you're doing and do a couple of melee combos to get rid of them. Alright, this is a new enemy type here. This is an Orgmen. We've talked about Orgmen significantly in the first game. We've made the parallels to them in the anime, and we'll be seeing a lot more of them as the game goes on. But this is the first. We knew that this organization has Orgmen, as we saw them during the opening cutscene, of course. But this is the first ones we actually fight in battle. The rest of them have just been generic goons that die in a few shots. The Orgmen are significantly more powerful, and these guys are actually carrying bombs. They're just basically suicide bombers. They run at you and try to like do a football touchdown on you, sort of like the Super Mutants in Fallout 4. And we're having none of that, so we're going to use the demolition shot here to get rid of all the guys in our path here. That's the tier 2 forward firing demolition shot. Didn't get rid of this guy, unfortunately, which he's coming at us with his bomb again. If you shoot dodge backwards, you can usually get away from them, but I hope to do enough damage to actually kill them before they do their little suicide dive thing. But, you know, we can't have everything, so. Alright, so we're actually going to be fighting some more forklifts in this room, which is pretty annoying. Thankfully, we're not, again, they don't really ambush us. We have a pretty good opportunity to get some distance between them. We're not going to be trapped or anything. So that's an example of what I was talking about there. If you can get that full, this will be a better example to show that off. You can get that full combo with the charge shots going where he does the final hit in the combo where he fires both shots. Actually, my target redirected there, which sucked. Otherwise, I could have finished that one off and I wouldn't have to do it over again. I don't know why, but it retargeted. I guess I lost my target because I still had the button held down. It redirected my target to the other forklift over here, which sucks. It's little things like that that cost you time. But yeah, as you can see there, the final hit where he fires both guns usually destroys the entire thing. It's not that that single hit is that much more powerful. I think it's just the splash damage from destroying the crate that does all the rest of the damage to the forklift itself. Finally, going back here, we can hit them from behind or the side, and we not have to worry about them ramming into us. We do have to worry about the explosion from destroying them, and I actually kind of had to discipline myself not to do that, not to stand too close to vehicles when destroying them, because you would think, I mean, I don't know why, I guess it's just kind of gaming common sense that, you know, things, when they explode, tend to do damage to you, but I kind of had to discipline myself almost not to, oh, come on, this crap again. I had to discipline myself not to do that with vehicles in this game, because there's certain areas later in the game, there's actually a particular encounter I'm thinking of, wow, this game is really trolling me right now. That was not cool at all. I'm just going to say skip all that and jump over this crate that is not supposed to be, or if I can, I guess I can't yet. I was going to say there's probably an invisible wall there, but if I could jump over that crate on the back of this forklift, I would do it. Alright, now the game is going to let us through. Thank you. Yeah, there's a specific encounter later in the game where you can dodge a lot of, you can be protected from a lot of enemy fire by hiding right in front of one of the vehicles that's trying to kill you, and just melee it to death. But again, the explosion is going to cost you more than it would have just to keep dodging the enemies. So we're going to fight a bit of a mini-boss in this room, and this mini-boss, similar to one we fought in the meat locker at the grocery store, which it sounds like a really awkward place to fight somebody out of context if you guys didn't see that video. But this guy has a giant fuck-off rocket launcher, and he's also dropping bombs from the ceiling on us, and more of his guys are coming in. So I'm going to actually get a quick kill in on him by using the Tier 2 AoE demolition shot, which fires rockets out the back of the coffin, and I managed to get a good hit on him. Otherwise, he can be very difficult to take down because even blocking your rockets back at him, it doesn't tend to work all that well. It's very hard to get them to connect because of all the crates moving on that conveyor belt, and it's just hard to do damage to him.
You gonna clean that up? Shut your mouth, kid. Didn't I tell you that you stink? Don't come any closer. Okay.
Cool it, Juji. We're getting sick of this.
Clean that up. Ever bark orders at me, worthless little punk. Come on now, hold it.
Know your place.